Good evening. Welcome back to the Mancunian Way. My name is Martin. I'm your host, joined by Ozzy and Alan. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good morning from here. I hope everyone's okay.
Yeah, no, we are. Right. I'm going to come to comments in a minute. I'm going to say one thing, just 5 minutes. Bit of a rally cry. I've heard it all day. And I'm not going to tell anyone how to think. Listen, footballers' opinions, it's fine. But when I'm sat listening to blaming the football kit because we drew a game, he's getting a little bit crackers. I understand everyone deep down is nervous on the 115. I know they're nervous on Pep Guardiola's contract. The nervous KDB's going to his last year. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding Manchester City Football Club, probably more than there has been probably in the previous 10 years. And I think it's getting to a lot of people. Because I said to people about a month ago, I knew what has happened today and last night was coming, as in the meltdown. I knew it was coming. I could smell it in the air. I could sense it. I knew it was one so-so performance and bang, World War III was going to go off. And it kind of has. And people go, well, it's just Twitter. It's not. I've seen it on other YouTube channels. I've seen it in comments on YouTube channels. I've seen it on Instagram, all over the show. In spaces, the lot. And listen, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing City fans falling out with each other. The club, more than ever right now, need us. 2 years ago, when we won the treble, it was on the back of being charged 115. It was on the back of everyone being against us. And we stood up and we were counted as a football club. As fans, as a team, as a coaching staff, as everything. We were one. And all of a sudden, everyone's splintering off. It's becoming old fans versus new fans. It's becoming my player versus your player. Pep don't do this. Cheeky out. This. We will work together best when we are all rowing in one direction. It ain't going to work if we're having a meltdown every single time. Honestly, I was seeing people coming out of the ground. I didn't mention this last night. I saw City fans arguing coming out of the ground last night. Yeah. Arguing with each other. Yeah, Alan, just let me say the bit and then we'll come to it. One sec, mate. They were arguing with each other. Some are arguing over kits. I just feel as though there's this underlining stuff, and I get it's because people are worried. But we need to do this siege mentality now. It is us against the world right now. We work together when we're together. I don't care if you're a glory hunter. I don't care if you're new. I don't care if you're old. I don't care if you've been here 5 minutes. I don't care if you go to games or don't go to games. We cannot lose our sense of humor and our laughter and worry. We can do nothing about 115. We can do nothing about Pep Guardiola's contract. What we can get behind. Because trust me now, Pep will see all what's going on. And Pep's going to be like, I ain't staying around here for all this crap. See you later, mate. I'll go to another club. There isn't this meltdown in Barcelona. And their bloody team's falling apart. We're top of the league. So we draw a game. So we lose a game. We're not going to win 38 games. We're not going to win 65 games. But you know what we can do? We can't choose the team. We can't choose tactics. We know what we can do. We can stand behind our boys that have given us 9 years of the greatest, most specialist times some of us will never see again. We have seen a formidable. We have seen 100 points. We have seen players at this football club we thought we'd never see. We have seen a treble. We have seen a four-peat. Let's not throw it all away because the world is against us. The players were fine last night. So they had a dodgy first half. So what? Inter Milan, the last time I checked, we're not, bloody Atalanta Rangers in the MLS, whatever division. 18 months ago, we were playing them in the Champions League final.
And they're Italian champions.
They are Italian champions. Let's get out of this. People rock up and we demolish them. I did it last week. I fell for it. 5-1 against Brentford. I got carried away. But trust me now, we can't do anything about. What we can do is get behind our team, get behind our boys that have given you memories you've never seen before and you'll never see again. Hence why we're breaking every record, history makers going. We can do another 5p. I personally think we can do another treble. But we ain't going to do it if we're all bitching, arguing, and comparing each other's sizes. We're Manchester City. Let's stop acting like them over the road. Entitled, spoiled little brats. Because we drew a game 0-0. Hashtag together is not just a slogan.
I think it's a combination of things, Martin.
No, but Alan, you just got to stop. Because it ain't going to help.
I'm not.
No, I'm saying this from a passion. I'm not saying it to you. My whole point is, Alan, we can do nothing about 115. We can do nothing about Pep Guardiola. We can do nothing. What our job is to support the team. We're not managers. We're not coaches. Let's all stop trying to tell Pep how to frigging choose the team. Let's stop the negativity and let's back our boys. I don't care if your name's Timbuktu and you play number 77. I'm backing them if they're in a blue shirt. I don't care if they come from Indonesia, Thailand, Taiwan, wherever, or England. I don't give a tiny tune of shit. If they're in blue, I'm backing them. Anyway, hashtag together. And that's what we're going to run here on the Mancunian way. And if you don't want to be together, tough. Sorry. It's the way we're going. Call me a main road wanker. Call me whatever you want. But I said this was going to be fun season. I enjoyed the game last night. Not enjoyed the reaction. I don't give a tiny shit what shirt they played in. What shirt they played in didn't make us play bad in the first half. Jesus Christ.
We played against a really good side, mate.
I know, but we just need to. Anyway, we're going to move on.
We just want to be together. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and I'm not even trying to do a bloody Prudential advert from 25 years ago. Blue Heart will remember them. He's old. I'm joking, Blue Heart.
It's been together. You know, the club's going through a tough time at the moment. So we have to get behind them.
Who did not notice? Listen, I will make this point now. I understand. We're going to talk about footballers in a minute. We'll get into it. Having the Arsenal game, we have 30 hours. Yeah, and the Watford game will change completely because we'll have a different one. We'll talk about it. I am going to come to your comments, Dash. But good evening. I'm just going to say some hellos. Nads, good evening. Connor, good evening. Yes, it looks like he's out of Sunday. That looks like he's a doubt at the moment. Hello, fellow KDB. Hello, DC. How are you? Don't worry, we got Phil Foden. Unlike Arsenal, we do have a backup. The thumbnail of Aki on a stretcher is depressing. It is, but it's the way it is. It is the way it is. I mean, by the way, Arsenal are drawing 0-0. Are their fans going to have a meltdown? Let's have a say.
Atlanta missed the penalty as well.
We should have won last night. We should have, could have, would have. I'm gutted that KDB will miss the game on Sunday. It does seem that way, yes. Good evening, Blue Heart. How are you, my old mucker? Peter Gresty, good evening. Sean, good evening. Mad Dog, good evening. We brought the old dog back. Bottom of the screen, as you can see. Me and Ozzy are back, and so's the old dog. Hey, Chrome and DC saying hello. Connor saying hello. I love the fact you keep saying hello to each other. It really does help. Plus, it's nice to say hello to each other. The new music is very weekend-like. It's very like Ibiza getting in vibes, isn't it? Hello, Powder Oaks. This makes me want to go to Ibiza. Not that I've ever been. I've never been to Ibiza. It's not my sort of thing, Ibiza. Ali, the club and fans feel detached to know the club, but they should come out. They're not allowed to, Ali, because of NDAs. They're not allowed to. We're not going to break legal process. Good evening, Caribbean. Very sorry. Good evening, Neil. How are you? Yeah. We didn't lose, man. It's just a rubbish kit. Has no connection. Listen, it's football now. It's modern day football. It's cash cow. People who are not even City fans have bought it because Oasis fans have bought it.
So let's do a PSR, making as much money as we can so we can have more money to spend.
Yeah, in League 6.
Wow.
I agree, Martin. We had a siege mentality.
Don't set them off.
I know, I'm going to joke about it. But this is my thing. Joke about it. What's the point? Don't believe this crap. Oh, they're going to kick us out of all the leagues because we're going out of all the competitions. And then we sit there and go, I feel sorry for Everton because they can't spend. What would you think they feel sorry for us? Piss off. Siege mentality goes with everyone for me. Hi, how are you? People are reacting about yesterday. We didn't lose. Still 7 games left and we didn't have to finish. And that was our hardest home game, by the way. I love the way Jack Lee's like, some of the fans just complained. You don't want to see me and Jack Lee on WhatsApp last night.
Yeah, you know what, Ozzy? They were
I agree with me. That was the biggest shock.
Yeah, I agree with Martin. But listen to this. He was. I'm just getting in bed last night, just to go to sleep. The phone starts going off because the conversation between him and Jack Lee started again. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go.
Just no rest for the wicked, Alan. You know how it goes.
And I had to turn the phone off and just went, sod it.
I'm with you.
Decision you've ever made.
Hey?
Most sensible decision you've ever made.
I know, just switched it off. I thought, sod it.
It's not just about the fans, though. It's just the fans, though, through the club field attack. But that's not going to change, Dalla. We're not going to change that. We have to do our bit as well. This is what I'm saying. You're asking me things that aren't going to change. This is modern-day football, Dalla. Football isn't like it was in the 2000s and the 90s anymore. We haven't got local businessmen in charge of our clubs anymore. That's the thing. Why do you think they played in the away kit last night? It's to make money. Otherwise, you are going to end up in a Super League. You can't have both ways. Can't have no Super League and then not make money. So they've got to try and do something. And I know it's not going to please everyone, but like I said, I'm saying this in LB, owners want to make money as well. They want to make money.
Yeah, they do.
That's their main goal, is to make money.
Yeah.
They want to win, but they also want to...
they want...
You know, that's... You spot on. Let's stick together. Old, new, local, foreign, spot on. Let's be together. Let's be together. And by the way, if you're joining us on Twitter tonight, good evening. We're trying something out. I'm presuming we are live on Twitter. I'm guessing we're live on Twitter. I'm hoping we're live on Twitter. I'm just going to chat now. I'm thinking we're live on Twitter. Is anyone watching us on Twitter? Say hello. Oh, yes, we are. Right. We are currently live on Twitter. There are 86 people watching us on Twitter. Good evening. Hello. Let us know what you think. And if you're new, come and hit that subscribe button. Come and grow your channel. Totally agree, Alan. Into a really good side. Excuse me. I'm just... Alan, good to see you brought the yellow and black.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Because he doesn't fit in the old one anymore, Blue Art. I resemble that.
I hate to say, but he's not wrong.
It's all them crumpets. And if you know, listen, hashtag crumpets in the chat. If you know, you know. I'm not going to go back. Ozzy wasn't on screen. He was in the chat at that time. But Ozzy knows what hashtag crumpets is all about.
I've got 6 up there ready to go. But
see, I told you. Just the crumpet man. He's the crumpet man. Atalanta have drawn with Arsenal.
Yeah,
0-0.
0-0. So let's see them meltdown.
Evening, Andy. How are you, mate? Loving that photo, mate. Very family orientated. I love it. I forgot. Hello, everyone. I'm so disrespectful these days. Can't lie. You just are, Darcy. What's wrong with you, mate? We are City and the Mancunian way. I love it. Hi, G Papa. They'll be wearing Rick at you and just. Martin's on a roll. Hey, listen, the only roll I do is roll out of bed and then roll down the stairs because I can't walk anymore. I'm that far. Martin, you're looking nice, by the way, glowing. By the way, I hope there were some lovely comments, by the way. I hope you enjoyed. Do you have noticed, anyone's noticed, there's a few more YouTube shorts going out now. We are going to try and do 4 to 5 a week of YouTube shorts. Some will be news related. Some will be a little bit cheeky, a little bit funny. Yeah. But there's I'm going to try and put some more stuff out as well on TikTok as well. I blame the kit. Worst ever. The kit didn't make us not win, mate. Arsenal finished 0-0. It did. The kit makes money. Thank you to the Oasis fans. That's what I mean. There'll be United fans buying the City kit because it's an Oasis kit.
No chance. Not with that badge on, they won't.
Oh, there's some plastics out there, you know. That.
Oh, Alan, trust me.
Really?
I fellas sick of all the negative. Undefeated for 3 years in Europe, undefeated for 30 odd games, and we're undefeated in nearly 2 years at home as well. So I mean, we're undefeated in Europe for 3 years. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out. By the way, we got a clean sheet as well. Fair for Arsenal against him because they're going to struggle. Thought the kit we wore last night was just a concept, a bit like the recent. Yeah, well, it's a 4th kit. I don't think you'll see it again. I think that's why they wore it last night. Yes, Adam. Ozzy's been the personification of cool during the show so far because he's been told to keep his mouth shut and be a good little boy in the corner. I'm joking. Because Martin is a dictator.
Do you know what, Ozzy?
He's a dictator.
Do you know what? It's 5 to 7 in the morning here on Friday. Martin says,
in Melbourne, Australia. If you didn't know, Alan's in Melbourne, Australia, and he moved over there from many years ago. And there's any expats that are over in Australia, he'd like you to go because you can all go down to his local and watch the games there in the Imperial, 6 a.m. or 5 a.m., depending on when it is. And he's been a long-standing City fan for 42 years. That's how Alan opens up every single show. Space.
1971 was my first game at Main Road. There you go.
See?
There you go. Yeah.
4, 5, or 4. What? I don't know. Blame the kit made the players sweat too much during dehydration. I'm getting the 99 away and the Oasis kit. Danny Moore, thank you so much for your lovely £2 super chat. Appreciate that, mate. Glad to see you back on, Alan. Always makes me laugh. His ex said that as she was leaving the house.
She did.
There you go. No worse than half an hour scar. Right, Martin is becoming a dictator like Mussolini. Apparently, I am.
He is.
Even though Rich has had another week off because again he's jet setting somewhere. He's going to the UK. And
you won't let him on.
No, I won't let him on.
He's going to London for business meetings.
Well, I wasn't explaining it, but I see what I mean. Alan's just throwing it out there, live story. Yeah. And Pat is not on because, you know, Pat's had about 18 weeks around the world. So now he's got to do a little bit of work. So that's why Pat's not here. So, yeah, evening, boys. Lee Williams, how are you, mate? Hope you are good. Does Alan still hate Nunes? Ask him.
Yes.
In a bit. Right, let's move on. Main topic, topic 1. There's been a lot of blow up again about too much games, too many games, blah, blah, blah. And Rodri had his say the other day in a press conference, which City knew about, and it was all vented and they knew. So don't worry. He's not run off to the press this time. And talked about potential strike action. Alisson has also talked about this from Liverpool, about being far too many games. Now, Ozzy, I'm going to let you go with this because you were the one talking about it. Because Ozzy heard it. I've not heard this. Ozzy heard it and shared it all with us in the week. So, yeah, let us know, Ozzy. I am going to put a poll in a minute saying whether you do think there is too many games. And I need to change my background because it's stalling again. Go on, Ozzy. Away you go, mate.
Yeah, so Roger's come out, so has Allison, and they're not the first two players to come out and say there's too many games. There's been a lot of players that have come out and said, "Oh, what now, mine?"
It's the way you went. Rodri's come out. He's come out.
I didn't mean quite the closet, mate.
Oh, hello.
Which is not wrong with that, by the way. If he has, not wrong with that, but it's just the way you said it. So blasé. He's come out. Sorry, I apologise if anyone's new. We like to have a laugh here on the channel.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's come out. I was just waiting for Martin to see if he had another outburst, but no, he's good.
Carry on.
And in the press conference, as you said, Martin, he said that he's more concerned about the amount of games that not only he is playing, but all players seem to be struggling with. And he even said the words strike action. Now, for me, it's very rare that kind of term is used in a football premise because I've never really heard a player come out and say, players are willing to go on strike because they feel that
he was goaded. He was goaded by the reporter, though, wasn't he?
Possibly, but I think to come out and say that, Alan, I think it was, it's a really to say you're going to be on strike. It's a big thing. You can't just lightly throw that word around. For me,
the reporter said, "Would you go on strike?" And he went, "Possibly, yes."
Yeah.
But
a lot of you know what I do for a background, and I have had to strike in the past. I won't get into it because it's a sore subject for a lot of people, but for me, it's a big thing. I don't think you can just throw the word around.
No.
And I think a lot of people will be thinking these are footballers. They're very entitled. They're very well paid. They're playing a few extra games. Can you really be, saying you're going on strike because you're playing a few extra games? Now, for me, like I said, it's a tough one. Personally, if I take myself out of it, I would say, I can understand it because I think he's not just talking about now. I think he's also talking about what could happen in the future, because it just seems that the powers that be, whether it's FIFA, UEFA, want more and more games because they want more and more money. Is what it all boils down to. It's not about the good of the game. It's not about getting more money for grassroots. It's simply about greed. And, we see, and I kind of agree with Roger, what he said about, if you want us to play more games, it's going to affect us. It's going to make us be poor in our performances, because we're going to be at the point where we're not only physically exhausted, but we're going to be mentally exhausted. Because you have to think that these players are some of the most prime athletes on the planet, but with the amount of pressure sometimes they're under from, their own supporters to the club, from their agent, just that level of burden sometimes is a lot to put on anybody. So I think, I can understand where he is coming from. And like I said, I can understand the other argument where people think they're playing a couple of extra games, they're paid exorbitant amounts of money. It's shut up and get on with it for some people. And again, I can understand that argument because they are paid a lot of money. And they have short careers when you really think about it. I mean, most players get to about 30, early 30s now, and some of the late 30s. But generally, once they hit that kind of target, it's over. Their career's over. So it is a difficult one. But I can totally understand where Rodri, Alisson, and other players have come out to say, they can see where this is heading. And I do think that eventually something will have to happen. Things will, we're either going to get really reduced poor games where players are exhausted, or you're going to have to extremely expand. We're going to have to turn into a Chelsea where we're going to have 40, 50 players. If you want to play that amount of competitions. And I don't think Pep and other managers will want that, because how do you have a balanced squad?
I don't think it's just that, mate. And people seem to be forgetting. I watched a piece on, I think it was CBS on YouTube with Mickey Richards, Carragher, and Thierry Henry, and they were talking about the same subject. And last year, Rodri played 138 games last year. Okay, that includes international games as well. Okay, and traveling around the world playing for Spain. Okay, and Foden played 121. And this is what people forget, is they forget it's not just about the City games, it's about playing their international commitments as well. And don't forget, they've had tournaments in between the last 2 years. So they've had no rest. Hence why Rodri's been off for a month and a half, and Foden was pretty much the same. Perhaps he's having to not start the season with his main players and have to play to the squad. Fortunately, all our backup players have come in and done brilliantly and done really, really well. Well, it comes to a point where if you're playing every 2-3 days, we've got a situation where we play Sunday and then we play Watford 2 days later. There is no way in a million years he's going to pick his first team against Watford. He's going to go with all the young lads and hope we get through. And if we don't, we don't. But he's having to do that. And it comes to a point where players will get in, when they get tired and injured and tired and playing too many games, they will get injured. And that then becomes a problem. So
it's a full calendar year, don't forget about though, Alan.
I know.
It's still a lot, I agree.
It's a lot. It comes to a point where you've got to protect your players.
Okay. Well, let me throw this one out, because I'm seeing both sides. You've seen him putting some. By the way, if you are on X, please consider jumping over to YouTube and coming helping your channel out. Get us subscribers. We're trying it 5,000 subscribers as ASAP. There's now 220 people watching across 2 platforms. It will rise as I know the games are coming to a conclusion. I'm seeing a little bit of both. There's some people saying, yes, too many games. Some are going the working man's route, I will call it, which is they're on 200-300 grand a week. Why are they moaning? They need to get on a building site, which I also understand a little bit. But yes, Fiat, it is only you who wants Pep sacked at the end of the season, yes. But the simple fact of this is, it is their job. And you've got to remember, I will defend them in one way. Their job is very, very short. Where we have to work till we're 65, 75, whatever, their careers are done at 30, 35, generally. Unless you're a top echelon player. Your job's done. So, what they're basically saying is they have a very short career. Say they've started at 18, you're looking at a 15-year career of optimum top echelon football. Because I know they can go for longer, but it's not generally at the top level. Yeah? Bernardo Silva, for example, when he's 31, 32, may go to Benfica. He's not going to get 300 grand a week at Benfica. So then you start decreasing down in your wage, etc. Not with everyone, but with some. So I do understand what they are saying with some. I do think there's too many games. I think there's too many games, not just for the footballers. I think there's too many games for the fans.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel we have that break. I mean, even now, we just had a Euros in 2024. And then we went straight into a month later into an international break. And there was one in September, there is one in October, there's another one in November. I agree there has to be some sort of friendlies, but I don't think there has to be friendlies and Nations League. Nation League was just brought in for a money spinner. The same way the Club World Cup in the summer is a money spinner. The Club World Cup does not need to be a 3-week tournament.
The Nations League was brought in to replace friendlies. That was the reason it was brought in, to make it more worthwhile.
But it's not. But my thing is, City are going to finish in May. It's like Newcastle and Tottenham, what I find mad. They finished their season in May. The next day, they were on a flight to Australia to play more games to make 10 million quid a piece.
Yeah.
Because to go to Australia for those 2 games, they got 10 million quid.
And it was
That's why they're going. People are asking about like the Champions League. Now, no one's realised you've got the Super League. You've got a watered down Super League, but you've got it in the Champions League. UEFA's version of a Super League. It's all about money. That's where it's at. My only other way of doing it is you make your squads bigger. They've got to get rid of this 25-man squad rule. You're on mute, Ozza. They've got to get rid of the 25-man squad rule. You make it bigger.
I think one of the things that annoyed me about this whole thing is that, you know, a lot of the kind of media, especially I was listening to, you know, Talk Shite, and it was on one of the shows, Simon Jordan and the other idiot, I can't remember his name, but, you know, someone on the channel.
Jim White?
That's it, Jim White. We're basically turning around and blaming the fans, saying this is fan-led, this is fan-driven because fans want more football. And I was thinking, what a load of crap. Most fans, yes, they love their football, but I think most fans are getting a bit fed up with the constant just football for football's sake. Because a lot of us are seeing that, you know, it is just more money and it's not going to the right people. You know, it's not going in the right direction of grassroots and stuff like that. It's going to these people who own the clubs, own the sponsorships, you know, UEFA, FIFA. That's where it's going. It's not going to anything good. You know, it's going into someone's back pocket. It's not making football any better. I think it's making football worse. And I agree with when Roger says it will make the players play worse.
Yeah, because it will. They're tired.
Yeah. Not just, but it's not just physical tired. It's also mentally being tired as well.
When you play sport, no matter what level you're at, right, whether it be amateur, Sunday league, whatever, if you play too much, your body can't move, mate.
No. I agree with that. I think with City, though, because of the size of our squad, we can rotate it to enough this
well, it's not necessarily the size of it, it's the quality of our squad. Our reserve players are, you know, as good as sometimes are as good as the ones that are.
Yeah, and that's where we do favour, because nobody else so far has been able to put 2 players like the Ilka, Rodri and Foden onto a bench and not move them for 4 games.
Yeah,
that was Foden's first proper outing, apart from 15 minutes against Chelsea.
Well, Rodri's was his first game, apart from internationals. His first game, he looked like he had lab boots. Yeah,
can I just throw this back to Dash? I mean, sound like a proper arsehole, and you don't. Short opinion, mate. Don't ever think you're an arsehole for having an opinion. We might not always agree, but doesn't mean you're an arsehole. But these footballers at the end of their career do have an opportunity to get further employment in football. Some do.
No.
Not all.
No.
Only the top players do. or whether you know, or you've got a very quirky personality like a Micah Richards. I'm don't mean this to be funny. No, look at Ike Himmel. Ike Himmel was a goalkeeper for Manchester City in the 90s. He's on the verge of bankruptcy. Kevin Horlock did a show with Big Steve about 2 months ago. He was really struggling financially. Don't just presume because all footballers are the same. Some are very, very different. I think the big boys can. I don't think all. I think you've got to be a top. Like a Tony Cruz may go on. A Rodri may go on. I'm not sure. At the moment, you're all looking at Rico Lewis. Say Rico Lewis, and I'm hoping he doesn't, snaps his leg tomorrow and can't play football again.
Yeah, why do you think, you know, especially in this country, but a lot of the academies have to have proper school educations, and it's drilled into them that you need an education before you have a football career, because a lot of you are not going to make it as footballers.
Correct.
It's less than 1%
The only one
make it.
So can I just say, just in response to Thea, yes, you are the only one who wants to change in Pep. Only one. Are you bored of winning, Thea? Is that what it is? Far more important problems in the world than overpaid millionaires. But we're a football Jack. We're a football channel, mate. We're not a bloody politics channel. Come on.
Yeah, you don't want to talk, Jack. I would probably agree with you 1,000,000%.
Yeah, I normally agree with you, Jack, but we're a football channel, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
You're going a bit silly on that one. I agree with what you're saying in the aspect, but that's go and do a politics channel if you want to talk that one, mate. Fans are getting fed up with too much football. I agree with that. I think fans are. I think fans are getting bored of too much of football. I disagree with Jordan and White. I think there's too much. I'm going to sound really thingy. I'm going to ask a question. Do you think there's a difference between, and this is going to sound so bad and I really don't want it to come across the way it's going to sound. Is there a difference between boredom of football, whether you go to the games or whether you don't?
Yes and no. I don't think there is.
I'm talking more travelling and expense. Because if you're watching it on the TV, you could be lying on your bed. I'm asking, do you get bored with that? Or do you want to watch a good film? And then if you're not and you're travelling here, there, and bloody everywhere, you can get bored of just going up and down the country. That's the reason I'm asking. I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm better than you because I go to games for anyone. I'm asking a genuine question with that.
I think it's people. If there's too much football and you don't want to watch it, you don't watch it. Go and play five-a-side if you like football, and go and take part in playing some of the games if you're young enough to do it, rather than sitting at home watching it on telly or going to the pub and drinking.
Some do, not all, VJ. Not all of them do that.
Yeah.
Some piss it up a wall, mate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not all have got the mindset.
You know, go and do some exercise, something like that. I know it's difficult in England with the weather. I know it's difficult in England with the weather. Yeah,
I think today's footballers are better off than, I agree with that, than footballers in the 90s and the 2000s.
Yeah,
100%. Because there wasn't the money back then.
Well, it's like our good friend in Spencer Pryor. He does 2 jobs over here. You know, and he played Premier League football.
And I agree with that one, BB's put. I don't think, and I think this is in response to you, Jack, I don't think people are saying, don't think the players are saying we're tired, we're asking them to be, care about us. It isn't to us. That plea from the players is going to the football authorities, UEFA, Premier League, FIFA. It's going to those. When Pep's talking about it at Wembley, you know, when he said too many games, he's not talking to the fans.
Klopp came out and said it a few times, you know, it's not just coming from City players and City managers. It's come from all sorts of players from all different clubs. You know, it's starting to become a thing, and I think the worst thing is we're not listening. Do you know what I mean? We're not listening to the professionals. You know, Pep is the best manager on the planet right now. He's won so many titles. You know, he's brought City to the best times we've ever had in our history. You know, he's trained some of the best players in the world, and we're not listening to him and other players.
Right. Sorry, Ozzy, I've got to do this. Jack, please be careful how you're wording some of this. Please be careful. I'm trying to help you now, Jack. There is someone on this panel, who have done strike action for different government bodies. So just be careful, Jack. You know, I know you're passionate, mate. I'm just trying to say, careful how you're wording this. Doesn't come across the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because I work for the government, Ozzy works for the government. We've both done strike action.
One of the hardest decisions I've ever made.
And it ain't easy. My boss encourages it. Because that's the only way you get your fair due. I've taken strike action 3 times. And it's nothing to do about being tired. It was about... No, I know he's not, but what I'm trying to say... No, I know he's not BB. I'm not saying Jack. I'm saying... What I'm trying to say is, be careful. We're mixing 2 things here that we have to be careful of. We're mixing us to footballers.
You've also
different world.
They're looking at it from a physical point of view.
They're looking at a physical point of view, but don't forget that FIFA are organised this stupid World Club Championship.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I'm not Jack. I've just said this 10 minutes ago. I agree with a lot of what you're saying, mate.
Yeah.
Just you're confusing real world issues to football. I don't want to go down the politics road. I know what you're saying, but you can't compare the footballer to someone on a building site. Was it right? Was it right then last year when was it all the Hollywood writers went on strike for 2 years or a year or whatever it was? Because they had strong beliefs. But you can't say they're not entitled to go on strike because they're multimillionaires. What they got to moan about? Just because you're rich, doesn't mean you should be treated like a robot and a piece of meat.
But as you said earlier, Martin, you know, if heaven forbid, you know, Rico was to have a massive, you know, playing injury, and he was never able to play professional football again, he hasn't got the type of wealth that he could live on for the rest of his life. You know, he would have to go out and get a job. You know, and I think a lot of these players, the likes of Rodri and Alisson, I don't think are just talking about themselves. I think they're talking about all footballers.
Yeah, it is. They are.
You know, playing at a high level, you know, because I think, you know, no offense to you Sunday leaguers, but, you know, you're not playing like top athletes playing in the Premier League or Serie A or, you know, La Liga. You know, I think these players are talking about, you know, professional footballers who are doing great, you know, professional work on the field, but they've got to look after number one.
Yeah.
Well, it is one for you, because you might not know this. Do you know FIFA are bringing in a new competition called the FIFA Intercontinental Cup? The tournament will feature all concurrent confederations, Premier Club competitions, champions, and concludes with a final at a neutral venue between the UEFA Champions League winners and the winners of the Intercontinental playoff between clubs from other confederations. Here is how it's going to work. I'm just going to save it and I will bring it into your show. Give me 2 secs. I will have it up on screen for you. So I will actually show you what exactly is coming in and what they are trying to do.
I mean, I
So
didn't
this
know
is
about
what.
this,
Pardon?
I said I didn't know about this, and I think probably most people, unless you're really
Well, there
good,
you go.
probably
Bit of
wouldn't know
breaking
about
news
it.
for some. As you can see, let me just get rid of that banner. The FIFA Intercontinental Cup 2024 is to strengthen sporting rivalries and create a prestigious yearly title for all stages of the competition. The FIFA Intercontinental Cup, you have to keep saying this, featuring all 6 current Confederate Premier Club competition champions, will follow this format. So Stage A will be a home team from the CONCACAF, the Oceania Federation. I don't know what's AFC. Can someone, is that the OFC will be the Oceania?
Asia.
CONCACAF, Oceania will go on and they will play. One of them will play the winner of the Asia, the CONCACAF. Then they'll go to Stage B. So the home stage in Stage A and B will be determined by a draw, alternating every other edition, and then it goes to a centralized location in 14th of December 2024, where the winner of Stage A will play the winner of Stage B. And then the final on the 18th of December, the winner will play the UEFA Champions League winners, which I presume will be Real Madrid. Yeah, I know it. I don't know. I don't know where you even go with that one.
You're playing at Christmas.
This is what I'm saying. They would have a game every single frigging day if they wanted it.
It's all about FIFA trying to get more money.
Well, FIFA have felt they've been out the loop for quite a while because all they've really had is the World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, and that's every 4 years. I mean, that's why they were talking about having it every 2 years, you know, because, you know, unlike the Champions League that UEFA have got, they've got the European Cup as well. So they, you know, they're earning a massive compared to what FIFA are really getting. So, of course, now FIFA want to get on the action.
Can I just say, this is what I mean, Jack. I wasn't having to go at you, Jack, and BB. I understand what you're saying, but I think we've got confused. Rodri's talking about the welfare, not the money.
Correct.
It's talking about the players' welfare. They are not. What they're trying to say, they're being treated like cattle at the moment.
Well, yeah, they are because they're playing two. It's the scheduling as well, which is fucking crazy. Like playing
The
two.
boring... Sorry, Alan.
Playing 2 days after playing Arsenal, right? That's physically at that level, physically impossible.
No, we had to do though. We had to do because
this is what I mean. This is what I mean, Martin. We're having to go down to London. Yeah. We're having to do, but this it's physically. You've got no warm down or relaxation and sorting your body out. You've got.
Who's got to go down to London?
Well, we're playing Watford. London.
Yeah, we're at home.
Well, sorry. Well, Watford has got to come to us, mate.
Okay, then. Can I play devil's advocate a minute? Is that not price you pay for being a successful club? Oh, I need to do this. Sorry, I completely forgot about this. Andy, with your super sticker, thank you so much, mate. That is so generous of you. Your £5 super sticker. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, mate. Didn't have to. It means a lot. But can I play devil's advocate then?
Well, then.
Just before you play devil's advocate, mine. I think the other worrying thing though as well is that because there's more and more games, and it's been talked about quite a bit, that eventually we could see what happens with the likeliness of losing Carabao, FA Cup. You know, but these are seriously things being talked about because more and more games in Europe could mean that, you know, City and other big clubs decide to kind of prioritise not being in the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup.
Klopp used to do that with the Carabao. He used to throw it.
I think the Carabao did it.
Well, yeah.
Be careful on that, Alan. They've got they won it more like us. They've been on a run with it like us.
I know, but in certain circumstances, like the Villa game away.
Yeah, did he throw it? He threw it 1 year because they were in the Club World Cup.
Yeah, I know. But there comes a point where you just got to say we can't do it.
I think you could with the Carabao. I don't think they'll ever get rid of the FA. I think the Carabao. That's the thing, though. But here's devil's advocate. Is that not the price you pay for being successful?
Well, I get that, Martin. I get that because United went through the same thing when they were successful in late 90s and 2000s.
Because Fulham don't have to play every 3 days.
No, I know. But there's a point where it's just a little bit too much.
No, I agree.
But not just that. The cost. We've got 4 haven't we, on the bounce. The cost of the fans is.
Yeah, that scheduling though, Alan. I know people are upset about Inter.
This is what I'm saying.
I know, but hang on, we've got to be. No, I've got to be fair about the other way, Alan. The price of Prague has come out and it's 25 quid. It's not what it was with Inter it was where it was placed on the fixture list.
Yeah.
Inter Milan is like a category A team. So like
they're top 5, the top 4 side.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So it's like it'd be the same price we're playing Liverpool, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, United, Arsenal. Yeah,
I agree.
It's at the top echelon.
They're in the top 6 of the European sides at the moment. They are.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. So that's why it was that price. Could they have helped someone and done a package? Yes, I think they could have done that. Watford's at 13 quid. I'll tell you how much I've paid for Watford as a disabled season ticket holder. 7 quid.
That's good.
I can't complain at Watford. I paid 7 quid.
You can't complain at that.
I can't moan at that. It's cost me the same price for my match ticket as it has with me parking, and I'm getting that back. So I can't complain a lot at that point.
No, they've done right.
So, and the Arsenal game is included in my season ticket. Again, others on match days, yes, it is a lot. I'm not 4 games in a row is massive. I agree with that. Maybe they should have looked at that. There was an offer made though. See, I'm going to drop a little hint on you there. We got offered to go to Watford and play it. Pep turned that down. But no one will tell you that. Pep was the one who said, no, we got drawn at home. We want our fans here. We got offered to go to Watford last week. The reason we didn't play it this week was A, because of Inter, and B, because next Wednesday, United are playing FC 20 at home.
Yeah, no.
And we couldn't play them on the same night. So what the police didn't want United and City on the same night.
I understand that.
So the Carabao went, the league went, would you like to go to Watford then and play it? And Pep went, no, we'll play at home. Our fans want to see us. So this is what I mean. We've got to be careful on that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Rodri was goaded, because I've watched that interview a few times. He was goaded by the reporter to say that. So,
and plus,
there's
a way of doing it. There's a way of doing it, like I said to you earlier. Jack Lee, so Scott Harry Potter scoring that trick. I don't think you are ever going to change the amount of games of football. The only thing I think you get around it is by changing the squad sizes.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it. That's the only way you're going to do it.
Yeah, but does the other thing worry you? I mean, obviously, Rodri in the last few weeks has been, Real Madrid have been, saying that, they're interested and they're interested in him and he's interested in going there. Could we see that because let's be honest, we have the best league, but we have one of the most intense leagues. We also have more competitions than most other, European sides. Could it be the case where, a lot of these players turn around and go, actually, I could just move to the likes of La Liga and have it easy? Be paid what I'm worth, plus have it easier time on my legs. Could that be something we have to worry about in the future?
Because he wanted us to be at home. He wanted our fans to see it. That was what he said. How about reduce the league from 20 to 16? You'll have bloody murder with that, Jack. All right, Jack, how'd you get around which 4 teams you kick out?
Well, easy. It could be us.
No, what I'm saying is the Premier League right now make about 200 million to be in it. Who's kicking them out and then going to compensate?
I totally agree with you. Then I just heard that.
No, but who the hell is coming out of that?
Well, we might get kicked.
Alan, stop. I just said stop doing that.
Yeah.
No, but Alan, people are already on edge. That's why I've said stop it.
All right. Okay.
People are already on edge. That won't work, Jack, because you can't kick 4 out, mate. You just can't. You're going to have a lawsuit if you start doing that. Like Man U are not. I know we all joke about Man U, but they're the biggest club in England, sadly.
Yeah.
By the way, look, you got Man U, Spurs, Liverpool, and Arsenal. I'm going to say something right now. I did a TikTok. It's on there. And I got called a cheating scumbag off a Newcastle fan. So can we stop acting like it's just the cartel that hate us? What to keep telling everyone? No one's believing me.
There are idiots everywhere, Martin. You know this.
Man, you have a lot of debt now. Yeah, but they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money, FIFA. A lot of money. They're not silly. City aren't going to get expelled. Most of the league will be knackered. Anyway, I'm going to end the pods. We need to move on to our next subject. I think that is a subject you're never going to end. It's going to be going and going and going forever. Right, I'm just going to end the poll now when I can find it. Right, I'm going to end it now. So the result is in the chat. 87%, I believe. Let's get it up. Where's it gone? Where's it frigging gone? It's disappeared on me. It's not come through yet. I don't know why. It was there. I don't know where it's gone. 87% said yes, there was too much football. Sorry, 86% too much football. 13% thinks there is fine on the football. So there you go. See, there are some who think everything's fine. Do you know what is a bit more of a tragedy? Whoa. There's nearly 300 people watching. Currently, there is over 100 people watching. I am going to end on Twitter in a minute because if you can be so kind, can we all move over to YouTube? That'd be lovely. I am going to end the Twitch stream in a moment. It'd be lovely if you can come over to YouTube.
Subscribe.
I just wanted to do the first hour just to,
Test the water.
Test it. If you want to come over, there's nearly 200 of you over on Twitter at Horsey City, the Mancunian way. Come over to the YouTube. Go and have a chat with us. Come and meet everyone. There's a lovely group of people in here. But yeah, we've only got 75 likes. Come on. Let's get up to 100 at least. 115 at least.
Come on.
So if you are on Twitter, thank you so much for watching. Come over to the Mancunian way on YouTube. That would be amazing. Come and be part of the family. It's your channel. There we go. Right, so it has ended now on Twitter. We are now solely just live on YouTube, which is where I noticed why the viewers have just dropped to 100. But there we go. Right. Let's move on to topic number 2. Arsenal, Sunday. The bigger one. I'm just going to ask you a very generic question. How are you feeling, Ozza, about Arsenal on Sunday?
I think we'd all kind of like to say, as good as the start of the season's been for us, we'd all prefer this game to be, of a heading towards, Christmas or just after Christmas, because that's normally where City start picking up, especially our form. And it's not like our form's been bad, but you just feel that that's when we're hitting the sweet spot. And I look at kind of what's going on with Arsenal and with City, especially with Arsenal drawing as well tonight, with player injuries that we've got. And you have to probably say on a balance, we're probably even Stevens right now. So going into it, and I also think about last season when Arsenal came to the Etihad, and Arteta really had a plan of just parking the bus and would either try and nick a win or he was going for a draw. And I kind of feel that possibly is what we're heading for at the weekend. And I think for City, if it's a draw, I think it's something we can deal with. I think it's something that we can just go, okay, well, we've drawn against Arsenal, but, we can move on. We can, get to the next game and we'll win that. And then we'll get to the next game and win that. It builds our momentum. For Arsenal, though, I think for them, they feel that I would imagine that most Arsenal fans think they've got to go into the Etihad and they've got to win. Do you know what I mean? I feel it's more on Arsenal this weekend that they have got to turn around and prove to the doubters within, out of their club and inside their club that they can beat City on their own ground, because I think that's what most people, especially critics, are kind of coming out and saying, is that until Arsenal can beat City on their own ground, there's still that doubt that they can win the Premier League. And I would agree. I would agree with that fact that I think that Arsenal have to come to the Etihad and they have to beat us. That's the way I'm looking at this weekend.
Alan?
I think it'll be a very, very tight game, 1-0 to either side. I think Arsenal will play tactically very similar to Inter. I think they'll play defensive and play on the counter. Is Odegaard playing for them?
No.
Right. Rice is and all that, but which will improve them. But they're not the same team without the Odegaard, because he's their playmaker. He's their, if you want to call it the KDB. We've got.
Does it bother you they're not conceding?
Pardon?
Because they're not conceding. One thing I will give them, they're not creating a lot, but they're not conceding any.
Their defense.
They had the best defense last season, didn't they?
Yeah,
I think the best defense in Europe right now.
I think they're the best defense in Europe, but they're better than us at defending. They've got some very good players there. But at the end of the day, I think it'll be 1-0. Hopefully it's us. If we win at home, then it's a lot. It's still a long, long way to go. It's only the start of the season, for Christ's sake. So
Here's a question: does anyone think Arsenal have to win this to win the title?
No, it's too early.
On last season's, if they'd have beaten us at home last season, they would have won the league.
Yeah, but it was the end of the season, mate. It was the end of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah, but sorry, Alan, that's going to still play on their minds coming up to this weekend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're going to be thinking, because it is. I feel this is more on Arsenal to win than it is for City to win. Do you not agree, Alan?
Yeah, I agree. I agree in a way, but let's play devil's advocate here and say we lose on Sunday at home. Is the season finished?
I wouldn't say it's finished. Of course I wouldn't. But I would turn around and say that it would give Arsenal the emphasis of they've done something they haven't been able to do before.
It'll give them confidence. That's what it'll do.
It'll give them a real good confidence boost. And there is nothing worse than a team that have got massive confidence boost.
I'll tell you something. I think they need to beat us home and away to win the league.
When do we play them again in a reverse fixture? Is it the end of the season or not?
Yeah, a long time, I believe.
Right.
I think it's April. Is it April?
Yeah, well, that's going to be the crucial one. If we're there and thereabouts.
No, right. Let me explain. Why I've said that. Why I think before Arsenal fans all trigger tomorrow night when we do the proper Arsenal preview with Dan Potts. The reason I say it is I believe Arsenal will drop more silly points than City will.
Why did you say that?
Because we will. I think because I don't see us dropping as many silly points as Arsenal do. We haven't done for 2 years, Alan.
True.
So I'm going off history. I think our squad's deeper than Arsenal's.
Yeah.
My other side of the coin is Arsenal have already dropped silly points this season to Brighton at home. Yeah, They had 10 men, but I know popular belief will tell you they battered Brighton. Well, I saw the game a little bit differently. Brighton were actually well within that game at 11 versus 11.
Oh, yeah, I watched the game as well on TV.
Aston Villa. Arsenal could have been 2 down before Villa had even gone 1 up.
Oh, yeah.
I know Arsenal fans will tell you very differently, but they're going to do that. You know, I'm honest. Brentford could have been 2-0 up before we went and scored on last week. Swings and roundabouts. My point is, though, I believe they need to get over that psychological edge. If they beat us at the Etihad, that gives them a psychological boost as the first team in nearly 2 years to win at the Etihad.
Yeah.
That's huge. That is huge. And it will damage City.
Yeah, but Martin, if we lose on Sunday, are you going to tell me the league title's over?
No, because this is the point. I'm not trying to. This is the point. Arsenal have got to win both games. Yeah. If we lose on Saturday and we go and lose the reverse fixture at the Emirates, then yeah, Arsenal got a damn good chance, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it as well, Martin. I think, like I said, I think this Sunday it's more on Arsenal that they have to walk away with 3 points. A draw isn't good enough. And a loss, obviously, is big for itself.
Matthew Dunn, what do you mean? Why is it Arsenal? Because that's the way the fixtures are. Odegaard is out for 3 months.
He's a big loss for them. Because unlike last season where Kevin was out for half the season, you know, Foden was able to step up and he stepped up massively. They haven't got a Foden that can step up. They're going to have to rely on someone. They're going to have to rely on someone else to step up, and I don't know who that person is, if I'm honest. And I think for me, I still think.
Go on.
Like I said, the biggest thing for me still is this summer they didn't sign a striker.
Yeah,
because I think that's the biggest thing.
I just explained because I think Arsenal will drop more points than City will. Retro. More silly points than we will. You've got a 1-1 at Brighton in you. That's what I'm saying. At some point, you have to come and beat your rivals. When City were fighting for the title with you, we went to the Emirates and we won. You've got to try and chop your rivals off. You can't just rely on an opposition all the time.
Do you think Arteta's got it in him though to actually just go out and actually play the way Arsenal?
No, he's not going to play any different. No, he's going to sit back and play on a counter, or he'll get us up a set piece.
I think Arteta's got it in him, but it's having the balls to do it.
What does that mean, Matthew Don? Typical 115 fan. Are you typical Bottler fan? Arsenal best will come in rare when they fail. We'll have an extra day's rest over Arsenal. This is why I hate City fan channels. Why are you on here then? If you hate it, why are you here?
Very bitter.
Hang on, stop. I'm going to say this. You're talking about arrogant and confident. I've never met a fan base more arrogant than Arsenal fans. You've got the best goalie, the best defence, the best midfield. Sterling's now clutch was the new one I heard today. Sterling's about as clutch as a Robin Reliance clutch. And then you're telling me disrespecting teams because of a 115 title. You're not a lawyer. You don't know what's going on. So go back. Your mama's calling. We're not going over yet, and we're already looking better than last season.
Go back to Woolwich.
Arsenal aren't as good as made out. Probably doesn't know where Woolwich is. The media are just giving the extra positive PR like the BBC. Who rattle these cages, man. If we lose on Sunday, rivals will say City are finished. Listen, Kurt, we lose on Sunday, City fans will say we're finished. My whole point is, I think if City lose, we can pull it back. I think if Arsenal lose, That's the issue.
Mm.
And listen, I think Arsenal are a very, very good team. They're an excellent team. But at some point, to get over that line, you've got to go to your rivals and win. We've been to the Emirates and won in a title race.
Been to Anfield and done it and won as well.
Well, yeah, on one occasion we went and won. So and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Arsenal are a very, very good team. For me, they've got one of the best defences going.
Yeah, no one can deny that Arsenal have got a very good team compared to how they were, a good few years ago. They have got a better team now.
Do you know what gets me is when Arteta went there as manager from City, every single Arsenal fan abused him, said he was Pep's comb pour out, and slagged him off for at least 6 months. Now look at them now.
But a lot of them are.
They're so hypocritical, it's untrue.
A lot of them are, though, wanted him out after 3 seasons because all they'd won is an FA Cup.
They're a good side, though.
So can I ask a question, say, Paul? What do you mean by Sterling pulling his socks throughout the game, bench or on the field? Grealish will be signing. I don't get what you mean by that, City Paul. Can you explain, mate? Last time Arsenal won at our stadium was 2014. I thought it was before that. It might have been. It was when Bellerin, Cazorla and all them were playing.
They won 2-0. They won 2-0, didn't they?
Yeah. And they played very well that day. We got shit of a run from end of January, Feb. We have. Would you play Grealish in midfield, Doku on the left? Nope. I'd play Grealish on the left and Doku on the right. Is what I would do. Exactly. Listen, Shane. That's what I'm saying. If you win on Sunday, that is a huge statement.
Yeah, it does. Big time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's okay. Arsenal fans are going, but we dropped points to Villa and we dropped. Yeah, I get that. But why not always look at it on the other side of, well, we might have got beat by Villa. But if we'd have beat City, if you'd have come to the Etihad last season when we were playing bad, you'd have gone 5 points ahead of us.
I probably won the league.
That's what I mean by the mentality part. I'm not saying it's game over for good, but I'll tell you what, I think it's a massive plus if Arsenal come and try and win.
Do you think it'll be a similar, Martin? Do you think it'll be a similar thing to if Arsenal beat us at the Etihad, which they could do? Like we went to Old Trafford and won 6-1 and made a massive fucking statement, which we did. That when we did that, I was in Sri Lanka at the time. I was watching it in a hotel, and I couldn't believe what my eyes when we did that. Couldn't believe my eyes.
But Alan, I don't think Arsenal have to make a statement like that. They just have to come and win at the Etihad. It doesn't matter if it's a one goal. As long as they win, it gives them the emphasis. It gives them the belief that they can go on and win the league.
Can I ask? This is my other thing that bugs the hell out of me. Ozzy, you're spot on. Performances don't win leagues. Points win the league. You get points by results. All right, here's a question, Alan. Who would you say played better football last season, Arsenal?
Say again.
Who played better football last season, City or Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Who won the league?
Say.
They are. Debate over.
Yeah.
Pretty football wins you jack shit. There's no pretty football award at the end of the season. This is what I'm saying to everyone.
Otherwise, Liverpool would have won it.
Yeah, Liverpool would have won it.
Liverpool played fantastic football. This
is why I get a little bit wild. I think too many people look at performances at this stage of the season. Yeah, play it.
Martin, you look at someone like Jose Mourinho when he was at Chelsea. Prime example, part the bus and won the league. Do you know what I mean? And that was the way he did it. And Pep has done it the way he's doing it. He's done it about control. And about playing, out from the back, playing possession football, and he's always adapted to every season. Arteta has kind of stuck to his guns and played pretty much one way, apart from when it comes to us, where then he will park the bus because he's afraid of losing. And I think at some stage you've just got to go, I've just got to play my way, because that's the way Pep does it.
There is going to be a day. There is going to be a day when Arsenal win the league. And they will, with the side they've got, the squad they've got, they will win one year.
It's possible, but then you could have said that about Liverpool. I mean, yes,
well,
what I'm saying, yes, you're right, Alan. They won it one year, but what I'm saying is it could have been they didn't, because they supposedly had the best team, the best manager, and they only won one league with Klopp in charge. They didn't win any other time. Do you know what I mean? So it's that delicate time where, yes, Arsenal could win it with this squad. They could win it with this manager. But everything's got to go right for you, Alan.
You need that luck as well. You want to.
Yeah, Liverpool made up for it by winning the Champions League, didn't? Let's be honest. You know, and to be fair, they did. And they beat Spurs in the final. God knows Spurs cheated their way through to the final. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah, but we're talking about leagues right now, Alan. I mean, I appreciate you saying about Champions League, but at the end of the day, we're talking about leagues.
When did Spurs
Liverpool won.
What?
Well, they did against us, didn't they, with the handball? And you know they did.
How far back you going here, Alan?
When Spurs got to the final.
Should we go about 30 years? What are we doing here? I'm
having a dig at my mate watches who's a Spurs fan, so that'll set him off. You need to choose your mates a little bit more wisely, though, personally. I know.
I personally call him a dickhead. Would you play Walker versus Arsenal? No, I wouldn't. I'll go through my 11 in a minute. Just hope Arsenal don't score first. That's the thing. If Arsenal score first with a set piece, I think we've got to score early on Saturday. Sunday, I'm doing it again. Sunday, I think we've got to score early. But I agree. I think we need to have other options. Why not Savio on the right wing? Because I think he needs to come out and have a little bit of a rest. Savio, Cade, for me, if Oscar Bobbin had been fit, Savio would not be playing as many games as he has.
Yep, agreed.
I think Savio's been fast-tracked a little bit because he's one of the only options on the right beside Bernardo.
Yeah.
Because telling you now, if Oscar Bobbin had been fit, Cade, Oscar Bob would have started the season. Well within his right to start the season. Because he was our best player in pre-season.
Yeah. He's got a lot of talent, big time.
I'm not saying I think Savio's going to be amazing. It's just, I keep saying it, people have got looking at our wings. I had this debate today about Grealish. Grealish and Doku have 0 goals and 0 assists, both of them. Savio has 2 assists, no goals. Bernardo, 1 assist, 0. Our wingers are not goals and assists, guys. That's not the way we... Pep, I know we've started out with a blistering wingers. Pep is never going to give up that control.
No, he's not.
He's never going to do it. Even last night, you saw Savio, he beat his man, stopped, back to Akanji, back to Rico, back out to... And we do like I said, we do these little triangles when we get sort of near the wing and we start triangling it. It's just the way we do because teams block up. My husband's a more bunch. Listen, Arsenal fans... Listen, I know some very, very good Arsenal fans who are really good. I think some are a bit too arrogant considering they've won nothing. I don't know how you can have the greatest 11 in the world but have 0 trophies for it. There's something not right there then. Then you're telling me it's a mentality issue. You're telling me it's the mentality's wrong.
No
prize, I think we'll have to, listen, I don't think Arteta's going to... Arteta, the way he played against Tottenham is the way I think he'll set up at the Etihad. No, Dan Potts is very good. Dan Potts is very, very good. Igal's all right at times. Igal can get a bit giddy. But he can be all right. It depends when you're getting a gal. Gal's a nice guy. Spoke to a good, really nice guy. It depends. Gal can get a bit carried away. It depends who he's on a show with. But generally, a gal can be all right. Dan Potts, great. Never spoke to Lee Gunner. Would love to get Lee Gunner on the channel. Edison, Walker, Diaz, Akanji, Guerrero. I'll give you my lineup. I think it'll be Edison. I've got a feeling I'm going to throw this out. Someone made it last night. I think he's going to go Akanji at right back. I don't think you'll see Walker or Rico. I think he'll go Akanji right back, John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Gavardio.
Okay. So you're talking Walker's not playing again?
Walker and Rico. I would play Akanji at right back. Stones to invert. I would play Rodri. I would play Phil Foden as the 10. The only thing I can't decide, I'd probably now play Bernardo in that middle. Now I know KDB's out. I'd play Doku on the right, Grealish on the left, and Haaland up top.
I agree with Bernardo because he can play 2-3 positions in the same game by moving around. I think he needs that against the good sides.
No, let's I agree with that. Just, go on.
Because I think mine would be a little bit different, to be honest. Obviously Edison, but then I would pretty much keep the back line as it was for Inter, to be honest. I would still keep Rico, Akanji, Diaz, and Guardiola. I'd have Rodri in midfield along with Foden and Bernardo Silva. I'd have Grealish. I'd have Savio, and I'd have Haaland up front.
See, I wouldn't have Savio at all. Not against Arsenal. Be on the bench.
I think he is, with 2 assists, he's got more of a right to be on the pitch than Docker at the moment for me.
I agree with that. I haven't seen
enough from Doku to start a game yet.
No,
I think as an impact sub, I think he can be brilliant at the moment. He can come off that bench and make a difference.
Do you not think Savio's looked a bit off it the last 2 games? Like, to be fair, he's only a new player. If you look, Ozzy, there's a reason Pep subbed him early the last 2 games.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but you could also look at it as he knows that he's not got a lot on that right hand side, so he's got to think about. And I think personally, I think some people were right. I think he was partly thinking about Arsenal on Sunday at the Inter game, because I think I don't think
he took him out. He took him off because he was crap. Same way he took Bernardo off, he was crap, and KDB crap. I'm going to straight as it is. Why he called KDB out last night, Ozzy?
To be honest, I don't think any of the players, apart from probably Guardiola, for me, I don't think any of the players particularly had a great game last night.
I think second half we were better.
For the last 20 odd minutes, I'd say you're right. But for the whole game, pretty much, I didn't think City were at the races. So
really, I think you're being harsh there. Game of opinions. I think you're being harsh because we did create 23 chances. And we had the better chances.
I think I do think on the counter Inter was strong, and I think if they had their shooting boots on, I think we could have lost that game. In all honesty,
you think?
Yeah,
you're forgetting some massive chances we had.
Yeah, those massive chances were down the middle.
We had 3 clear-cut chances.
Gundogan's header.
The 2 headers from Gundogan and the Foden chance. That was it.
There was one in the first half that Jack set up.
All down the middle.
Set a few up last night.
Yeah, but I just don't think. I don't think either team had the shooting boots on last night. I think both teams are poor in that aspects. Yeah. I'm not saying the chances weren't created, but really last night it was poor from both sides. I thought
Doku did well when he come on.
He did as an impact player.
To me, and that's what I'm saying. As an impact player,
he's a sub. At the moment, he's a sub player because of an impact. For the big games, he's not getting anywhere near.
No, he's got.
What do you mean, Jack? I don't get what you mean by that, Amar. He created the most chances on the whole pitch. Again, he created the most chances out of any City player on the pitch. Jack was far from shit last night.
No.
The agenda's coming out, Martin. He's coming out now. Look, here we go.
No, but I agree. I think as much stick as Jack gets, I do think at the moment he deserves his starting position.
He does.
As a Doku.
He does. I agree. Totally agree with you. 100%.
You know, and I think that's the thing.
Bernardo missed, yeah.
Doku's got to do a lot more to step up to get into that first 11. You know, at the end of last season, he was on fire.
Listen, it's opinions. I'd just start Grealish and Doku.
And it's all about opinions, mine.
Yeah.
I think Savio's regressed a little bit. Not badly. He's a new player. I think he's regressed a little bit the last couple of games.
When Oscar Bob gets back in, the Doku's not even getting on the bench. He's been in the stand watching.
See, I hope Pep isn't ruining another winger. Pep isn't going to play wingers the way you all want wingers. They're saying this 1,000 times. He's not going to play the wingers the way you want wingers. He's going to change them. He still wants them to be direct in times, but we're never going to be a team that hits the byline and spams crosses it. I thought Bernardo was shocking last night, Amado. Thought he was one of the worst games he's played in ages.
Mate, Rodri looked not match fit last night. He looked like he had left
KDB. I thought that was KDB's worst performance in 3 years last night.
Rodri wasn't great either.
None of them had a good night last night, really.
But I put Bernardo in the middle, not on the wing. That's where I think you get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think with KDB's injury, I think you're going to have to. Unless you're going to put Kovacic in that midfield. And I could see that happening. I could see him putting him in field. Do you agree?
Who?
Kovacic.
Mate, he's had a good start to the season. He has.
Well, I don't know. We've got a 24-man squad now, so I don't know. I'm just thinking with that Arsenal midfield, you need runners. And then Bernardo. So I wouldn't have Gundogan in. People are going to tell me about Gundogan. I think Gundogan you could bring in. I think Gundogan is not going to start 2, 3, 4 games on the bounce. That's not what he's there for. And he started he didn't know he'd come on last night. Red's gone.
And it was immense.
If you look at the last 2 games, though, he's changed the midfield at half time to get control.
Correct.
And that's what I mean about this thing. Pep's obsessed with control. I know he says, well, I want him to be more dynamic. Of course he does. What it means is, like Jack Grealish was more dynamic. Doku, when he come on, dynamic. They had to go. They went forward. And I keep saying he's not going to. The one thing that will piss Pep off is a winger going down the byline, losing the ball, and us getting done on the counter. Pep will go spare at them doing that. So as the fans will go, yes, Jack and Doku have beat a man, and if we get counted on the other end, Pep's bollocking them. That's the difference. We're not seeing the repercussion back the other side.
Yep.
So I know you're all going, yeah, well, just be brave. If they're brave and they lose the ball, Pep's not going to go, well done for being brave.
He's brave and reckless.
Yeah.
Brave and reckless.
He'll defend them in public, in the dressing room, he'll rollick them.
Yeah.
This is the problem. So,
or the highway.
Never, ever believe what Pep tells you in the frigging press. Really, really, really. I would go Savio left, Doku right, Grealish in the KDB role. It's an opportunity. If he could, this is the opportunity to play Jack in the 10 if he wanted to do it.
I would love to see Jack playing 10 more often.
I love Peter. Bernardo, no good on the wing. He doesn't take his man on anymore. He never took his man on. Bernardo's never been a take his man on. Not really. Gavardio. I thought Gavardio had a dodgy 5 minutes last night. Then I thought he became man of the match.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I thought the first 5 minutes he looked a bit off. Because I thought Inter Milan got down our right, especially with Thuram twice in the first 5 minutes. again because Gavardio. But then I think when Gavardio realized, I think it takes Gavardio a couple of minutes to get into a game, and then he's like, right, I'm back to normal. It's like he needs that Energizer Bunny kick up the backside for the first 5 minutes, and then he's like, I'm ready. Because you never get 90 minutes, you get a good 85 out of Gavardio as the best player, but the other takes him 5 minutes to like get going. It's like he doesn't do a warm up. Like he uses the first 5 minutes as his warm up. It's weird.
What a player we've got. What a player we've got, though, Ryan.
No, but honestly, watch that. It's really weird. Watch Gavardio the first 5 minutes. It's really weird. He goes walkabouts for 5 minutes. And then he goes, right, I'm fit. Let's go. I'm warm. It's really weird. In my opinion, Edison, left back Gavardio, talking about Diaz, Stones, Lewis. Where are you playing Lewis? You put Lewis left back. No, Viv, no. Did you watch Brentford? Jesus, Lewis went walkabout against Brentford. Why went off at half time? Mids, Rodri, Gundo, Foden, Grealish, Haaland, right wing Doku. Front three, I agree with. Oh, Lewis is right back. Sorry, my bad. I've reread it wrong. Thank you, FIFA. I think Bernardo plays right wing on Sunday against Arsenal. Could be. Though by now, fans will be full aware of Pep's game plan, not a single plan. Pep has an 80 said. I quite agree with that. Mark, can you see McAtee getting minutes on Sunday? No. I see McAtee starting on Tuesday night against Watford.
Yeah.
And he'll play the full game. As will Núñez. I think Watford will be full 11 change. Ortega will play. Walker will play. Stones, if he doesn't play. Whoever doesn't play Sunday will play. You might even get Foden out to get Foden some more minutes in legs. I think you'll see either Doku or whoever's not played on the Sunday.
And what would you do with Haaland?
I don't think he'll play. I think he'll try false nine that.
I agree.
That'll be interesting to see.
I think he'll go with his. Now I can see if Haaland ever gets injured, who do I put as false nine? I think that's perfect time to try it.
With Foden.
Might play, I've got a sneaking feeling he might play Jack in the number 10 role.
Come on, we're 10 likes off 100. Whoever hasn't hit them likes, come on. We went on Twitter tonight, so we lost some viewers on YouTube due to that. It's a balancing act.
Why don't you just stay on Twitter? Just leave it on. In future.
Because then you'd lose your viewers on YouTube, Alan. Because they watch on Twitter and not YouTube. I know so. Yeah, we had more viewers on Twitter than we did. We're doing this live, Alan.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, I was asking a question. Sorry.
I love the way Alan likes to go analytical viewpoints during the live show.
There's only one, Alan.
Basically, when you're on Twitter, people don't come on the YouTube.
All right.
The Twitter only grows me personally. Doesn't grow the channel. If that makes sense. I did it for the first hour just to get, but the idea was to then bring people over to the YouTube. Some have decided not to do that. And that's fine. Listen, we grow organically at the Mancunian way. Every player, even at sea, had sussed out what threats coming from. Gavardio, no, that's a good point, Blue Art. It's not just game for Rico. Like last season, he did well at the Emirates, but his form last. See, that's my thing with. I think if we forget, Rico is only 19. He's a young lad. He's going to be a superstar of a footballer. He's going to be.
Yeah.
You watching it on your phone doesn't help the analytics while we're live, you know. I know what he's done. Alan's just got on and hit the like button. But anyway, thank you. I'd start McAtee against Arsenal. No, Nads. No. Bloody hell. Could you imagine the fan base, Nads? You've got some Nads to play that. That's a play on word. Nads showing his gonads. McAtee against Arsenal.
Wow. That's a hell of a shout.
Screw it, I'm playing Nunes. Come on.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine Alan's face? Team sheet comes out on Sunday. Nunes.
Oh, mate, if that happened, I would.
Spam Nunes in the chat. Hashtag Nunes. Hashtag Nunes.
I would punch the wall if I saw that.
Hashtag Nunes in the chat. Come on. Who was that? That was me. That's why I could tell. I can. Alan's AI girlfriend.
Hey, Martin, I'll let you have a laugh at this. I went on a date on Wednesday night, and she's from Manchester.
Stop.
Listen, she's from Manchester.
Clean?
Yeah,
Was she clean?
I don't know. I didn't get that far. But I went on a date with her for a meal. Right? She's from Manchester.
Sorry, ladies in the chat.
She's from Manchester, from Ordenshaw. Right.
So that's a no then. That's a no.
And then I found out she's a rag. Oh dear me, did not go down well. Did not go down well.
Alan's gone on a date and it didn't go down well.
No.
That's what she said.
Oh, dear.
Jesus.
Oh, dear God.
Oh. We wanted Alan back on the channel.
At least everyone's laughing.
This is your fault, Martin. I'm blaming you entirely.
Just while we're doing this, we're on a short interlude. I just want to let everyone know what an amazing surprise this is. What an amazing prize this is. Can I just add to everyone? A match day experience like no other. Thanks to footballprizes.co.uk. Get over there. They are now £2.99. I know £2.95. It was for the first 12 hours, £2.36. But it is a premium match day experience like no other, giving you the chance to stand on the pitch at the Etihad Stadium this October for Manchester City's home tie against Southampton at the Etihad, where you will win 2 Captain Centre Circle hospitality worth over £2,000 a ticket. Basically, you will be getting tunnel club access, 5-course meal. You will see all the interviews within the tunnel. You will then go onto the pitch and have your photo taken alongside the captain and the officials, plus the Southampton and all the mascots. You will go into the tunnel. You will lead out the teams. There will be a post-match interview, 5-course fine deal, all for just £2.95. And this is, the competition does end on the 1st of October, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. The live draw is on the 1st of October, 2024 at 8:30 p.m. There are 3,999 tickets, a lot less now, £2.95 a ticket. Plus, you could win a potential PS5, PSP, an Xbox Series X. There's all sorts of different things you could win. A Nintendo, whatever they're called. Anyway, a number of things. Xbox S, Xbox X, PSP handheld. There's all sorts of things that are going to be involved in that. So get over there. Footballprizes.com. It is UK only, but what a prize. £2.95 potential per ticket for a £4,000 prize. That's what you have got. Wow, 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 wow. Martin's having a little bit of that action.
I will say I've done the Tunnel Club a couple of times. It's very, very good.
Yeah,
I'm already doing it.
Because you're a prawn sandwich wanker. Alan's AI girlfriend. Thought so section. Nunes, let's go. I mean, he played against United, but no, he is. He is going to be a superstar, Nads, and he has agreed his new deal. Had that confirmed. He's all done, signed. He's agreed the new deal. He will play against Watford. He nearly played yesterday. Play that for free. Nearly played some part. BB's put sections, put Nunes, BB section. Has put Nunes, Cades, Nunes, house captain, Nunes, what a time scored a first goal. FIFA's laughing. I've seen enough. Arsenal crap will be fine. I love it. Lenny's thinking it's funny. Alan, did your boomerang come back or did you need the blue pill? Oh. Did you go to the toilet and just got back? How did we get from Gonaz to Alan's girlfriend?
It's not my girlfriend. I went on a date. Probably first and last.
Did she charge by the hour or did you want to get
No.
Gets worse.
She even split the bill.
Can we seriously move on from Alan's girlfriend?
That's because she was on an hourly. That's because she was on an hourly rate. Alan put, which is not wrong with that. That's fine, no problem. Oldest trade in the world. Alan, put your rag radar on at all times. Great to have Alan's laugh back. Alan was in a tunnel club with that red day. Amar, thank you so much for your kind £5, mate. I do agree with this. The Etihad needs to be a cauldron on Sunday. It needs to get bum in the seats early, get behind the lads, make it as hostile as possible. We will be there. Absolutely spot on. And what a way to end. That is a ball prize. It is a brill prize.
Quick question, Martin, because you were at the game on midweek. Was the atmosphere at the game shit or good?
It was poor.
Yeah, because Peter Schmeichel said that on one of the channels.
I don't care what that wanker says, Alan. Stop bother what idiots say. Don't care what he says. The South Stand tried. I had a chat with Big Steve today. They tried.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, it was the rest of the stadium didn't want to bother. We have to make Sunday a cauldron. I'm not going to give a score prediction. I think City win Sunday. That's just my opinion. But I think we've got to make it a cauldron. Amar is spot on. We've got to make it as hostile as we can in there. Let's really get behind our boys. Let's stop bitching about my best mates not playing. My boy, like I said, they're all our boys. We're Manchester City. Let's go out on Sunday and let's stick 115 and everything else so far up their arseholes they can taste it for breakfast when the innocent comes out. Because I'll tell you what, I am sick to death of rivals and everyone else knocking us down and City fans rolling over and continuing it. Let's back our boys, back Pep Guardiola, back Manchester City, hashtag together, and let's take on the world because we are the best team in England. We are probably one of the best teams in Europe. Don't care if Arsenal got the best defence in Europe because we're one of the best teams in Europe, full stop. Let's go out and let's prove it. And let's kick their sorry little cockney asses all the way back to London crying. I want to see them on AFTV crying like little bitches. And if we get beat, we get beat. But I'll tell you what, we go down fighting. Let's not go down bitching and arguing. We're Manchester City. City till we die. We lost last week and we lost today. Let's get behind our boys, get in your seats early, and let's do what we always do. Let's tear these cockney bastards apart again. Because that's what City do. Tearing cockneys apart again. Anyway, thank you, Ozzy. Appreciate that, mate.
Welcome. Alan, always a pleasure. It's been a while.
I know, yeah. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for inviting me on.
Well, hopefully I'll be back on again soon without the girlfriend. She's not welcome.
No worries. See you, Martin.
Take care, all. Please smash that like button. Please share it around. I'll be back tomorrow on LB's at 12 p.m. with Tone. Tomorrow we are back at 8 p.m. It is going to be me versus Dan Potts from the Football 12th Man. We are going to be live at 8 p.m. City, Arsenal, full preview. Me versus Dan Potts. Come and give us a load of love. We're going to show Dan Potts what it means. Dan Potts is a top guy. I'm on his at 5 p.m. He's coming on ours at 8 p.m. So we'll be back tomorrow little bonus show for you all on a Friday night at 5 p.m. before I go out for the evening. Going for a little boogie.
You going out? You going out?
Well, I'm meant to be. It depends how my dad is. My dad's not very good at the minute, so we'll see. But yeah, a little boogie. I don't know why I'm doing that. Never do that ever again.
Ever again, Martin. Ever.
Never do that. Rose, much love to you. Thanks, lad and lasses. Big up, lads, all. Thank you. Have a good one. See you for the next one tomorrow night, 8 p.m. All the very best. Been a brilliant one. Thanks, Martin. Everyone else. Clip it. Clip it. Because City will tear those Cockney bastards apart again. See you all tomorrow night. Let's go.